So today we are presenting our brand Reef Kind, where our goal is to restore coastlines and revive biodiversity. My name is Ella Rulestone. I am a retail entrepreneurship major. I am a junior here at FSU, and I am involved in rock climbing in the FSU circus.
My name is Daniela Chantra. I'm a retail entrepreneurship major and I'm a junior. A fun fact about me is that I'm from Colorado.
Hi, my name is Kylie Anderson. I'm a commercial entrepreneurship major. I'm a junior at Florida State, and I've been involved with my local animal shelter for over a decade now.
I'm McKenna Jackson. I'm a current senior at FSU, and my major is commercial entrepreneurship. And a fun fact about me is I did gymnastics for 11 years.
Okay, so here we have our systems map that we created because every pressure reinforces another, but those connections can also reveal where action can create real change. Housing demand and coastal development shift cultural values, making shoreline protection a key leverage point. Modular reefs tap into this by offering communities a practical way to support restoration. When conservation policy weakens, habitat fragmentation and invasive species spread. Modular reefs directly counter this by rebuilding structure from native marine life. Because these problems compound, modular reefs become a high-impact intervention. So this slide here highlights how severe the global decline of coral reefs has become and why it really matters. Since the 1950s, we've lost roughly half of all coral reefs. These ecosystems support 25% of marine life, making them the equivalent of the ocean's rainforest. Economically, they generate 375 to 500 billion a year through tourism, fisheries, and coastal protection. So their decline directly affects jobs, food, security, and community stability. Looking ahead, the threat is even greater. Scientists project that up to 90% of reefs could die by 2050 due to climate change. Reefs also reduce storm damage by up to 97%, so losing them increases coastal vulnerability greatly. In the Florida Keys, coral cover has already fallen by about 90%. At the bottom bar here, you can see the temperature impact, which shows how warming drives coral reef loss. At 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming, most reefs face severe degradation, and by 4 degrees, nearly half of all plants and animal species could face local extinction. We chose this graph here because we thought it was really powerful and shows how coral bleaching has increased throughout time. This picture here was taken in the Florida Keys and shows how quickly bleaching is happening right under our noses with only a year's difference between each picture.
So meet our brand Reef Kind. Reef Kind restores coastal ecosystems by building modular artificial reefs made from recycled concrete and oyster shells. Our structures are designed for rapid ecosystem growth, easy installation, and large-scale development. Ultimately, we help revive marine life while reducing coastal erosion in vulnerable shoreline communities. This mock website represents the world Reef Kind is building, a brand centered around restoring coastlines and reviving biodiversity. We make it easy for users, partners, and coastal cities to learn about reef education, collaborate with us, or hire our services directly. Reef Kind restores coastal ecosystems, shorelines, and supports local green jobs. And our model is financially sustainable as well. We generate recurring revenue through reef installations and maintenance contracts, while lowering erosion costs for our clients. In the current market, we see major players like Reef Maker in the US, Reef Design Lab in Australia, and organizations restoring kelp forests through alternatives to traditional artificial reefs. Reef Kind differentiates itself through low-cost recycled materials, modular technology, and a focus on both ecological restoration and shoreline protection. Our industry shows strong momentum. People care about reef loss, innovation is growing, and ecotourism demand is rising. Our industry shows strong momentum. People care about reef loss, innovation is growing, and ecotourism demand is rising. The challenges include grant dependence and slow coral recovery, but we see major opportunities in ESG partnerships and sustainable tourism. The biggest threats, bleaching, pollution, and competition, push us to keep innovating and delivering cost-effective restoration solutions. Our industry has a massive market opportunity. Coral reefs represent $375 billion global market. About $30 billion of that is directly tied to conservation. And for Reef Kind, capturing 3 to 5 million early is realistic through contracts and long-term reef services.
For a value proposition, what our intended customers are drawn to is what is innovative, if it's cost effective, and if it has real ability to make environmental impact changes. According to Google Trends, Florida has shown the most interest in artificial reefs over the past 5 years, and coastal erosion is mostly shown in Gainesville. For our market validation survey, ReefKind's results show a low awareness of existing reef organizations and a clear market gap for ReefKind. A strong demand was also shown in a conservation beach volunteering project. And there is also a strong demand in artificial reefs that consumers are willing to pay more to improve the protection of them.
Here's our go-to-market strategy. First, we're going to offer discounts to our early partners in order to generate proof of concept. Then we need to build research credibility to remove customer doubt. We'll get independent testing and publish findings to get media attention. Third, we'll have our multi-channel sales tactics start to ramp up and begin selling across channels. Then we can implement our subscription-based models to start generating recurring income. And lastly, we'll begin to expand to coastal areas outside of Florida. In conclusion, ReefKind has the opportunity to not only reduce waste through our recycling initiatives, but also heal the effects of coral reef degradation. ReefKind empowers coastal communities by creating local jobs and educational partnerships that inspire long-term environmental stewardship. We're also providing volunteer opportunities for nature lovers all around. ReefKind offers a scalable, clean tech solution that attracts cities, resorts, and private properties seeking sustainable shoreline protection. We're seeking your partnership and $50,000 in funding to advance ReefKind's next development phase. This includes testing, scaling, and deploying these modular reef systems across Florida's most at-risk coastlines. Thank you so much for your interest. This is our AI disclosure. Portions of this assignment were supported by AI tools for brainstorming and photo generation. We also used AI to help find reliable sources and refine our ideas. And here is our works cited page. Thank you.